You guys like Black Crows? I remember them huge in the 90s. Took me, what, 160 some odd friggin' videos to play a Black Crow song in my intro? But then you gotta turn it off right away before the YouTube algorithms pick up that I didn't pay a dime to borrow some music, and they shut me down. Like they did with Dolly Parton's "Oh, I Will Always Love You" back in my 80s analysis. Hey guys, Chris the Old Crow here, welcome. Yeah, so today it's another one of my little what'd you buy for converting and doing stuff, and what Joe stuff and all that other crap stuff and shopping day did you do today videos. And but that's not really probably what's gonna keep you watching. Today is this video, this one, whatever I called it, read the description. It's the contest. I decided, screw it, I'm gonna do the 350 contest starting now. Why now? Because I'm bored and I had a lot of fun giving away that figure last time, and I'm trying to grow the channel, and I'm starting to fish in, or not, I shouldn't say fish in, it's like I'm tricking you, right? I'm starting to bring in more like-minded people as my videos start to get circulating, and lately I noticed the conversion videos are starting to hit a different crowd. If the conversion is done okay, then that's fine. We're bringing more people in, and this is really where it was all at for me, guys. I love collecting Joe. You guys know my background, you know my military experience, and my childhood really bonds me to this classified line and the retro stuff. And I've talked so many videos about that, so I'm not going to dwell on it. This video is more just to kind of just help you guys understand how I'm calibrated a little bit when I look at something, because it's all going to tie into how this 350 contest is going down. So you'll bear with me while I show you some things I bought today, and I'm going to explain to you how the grows why I buy it. Like, what is it I see? How does that work? And then I'm going to describe this 350 contest, where you are going to, you know, once we hit 350 subscribers, we're going to have a prize. I've been talking about it for a while. I thought it would be longer out. We're still 100 and whatever subscribers out. But I'm going to try and speed things along by turning a good or better product each time when I do my conversions. And I'm still going to do my reviews. So that's what's going on this one. Quick shout out to all the new subscribers, and especially those of you out there who have been giving me a lot of feedback and input. Not just like, oh, it looks good, man. Like, I appreciate the positive, but like, you know, like they're like, and you could do this or you could do that. Oh, I see that. And oh, have you looked at this? Like, those are the guys out there I know will do well for a contest like this. Others who are just all about the Joes, they still might want to enter the contest to win the figure, but the criteria there might be a bit of a challenge. And I think you guys should rise to all challenges presented to you every time, because that's what conversions are for me. It's about me challenging myself. So this contest is as much for me as it is for you. But before I get into the contest and all that other stuff, I do want to try and move this video on. I have 4 figures I am trying to get done before the end of the weekend. I want to have one done so I can do the video for tomorrow. But for now, you can see the ones I have in the background. That's going to get relevant later. I'm just going to show you what I bought today. So I went to Valley Village today. Actually, this is from Salvation Army. I needed a new kettle. I bought a cheap used kettle because I am boiling water like a madman, popping limbs off and resetting stuff and bending and molding plastics and things like that. Boiling water is a great thing, but I'm tired of going up and down those stairs. I'm recovering from a surgery here. I need something down here. I have a sink right over there. Kettle. There we go. Kettle. Isn't that interesting? Aren't you glad you tuned in for that? I wonder if I can make it less interesting than that. Well, I mean, you guys know I'm doing a lot of conversions. One of the things I'm burning through right now, I hadn't accounted for, is how much paint, wash, and brushes I'm going through. So I had to pick up a new dry brush and replace a couple of colors I was burning through with the last few conversions. Oh, so interesting, Crow. Oh, Crow, wake me up when you get to the contest. No. So, yeah, this, by the way, guys, you know, maybe I'll try and make it even more boring and talk like this in monotones, because this is the video you're going to enter the contest on. It's in the comments, and I'll tell you what to write soon. Okay, so you remember a couple of weeks, the last time I did one of these videos, I showed you like all the interesting little thrift finds I found, and I showed you these two Ninja Turtle bikes, and I was fiddling around with them, and that's, you know, somebody else helped me in the comments. Those are Ninja Turtle bikes, but I noticed they could do this, right? I thought, well, that opens the scope up a little bit, and then I started looking. Oh, okay, well, yeah, I could do some sort of dreadnought cycles out of these, or I could do maybe a more formal tech bike just because they are. But then when I put them together side by side and stuff, I was like, well, maybe I just need to use that suspension and those wheels on a vehicle instead. I don't know. I don't know yet. Anyways, on my way out, when I picked up that kettle today, I actually found two more at the exact same price, exact same way. So I now have either 4 bikes to convert uniformly for whatever reason, whether they're tech bikes or whatever, rat rod style for dreadnoughts, or I got 8 articulated wheels to attach to a chassis and frame that I custom built for some vehicle down the line. Either way, thought that was cool. What would you guys do? You had 4 of those with that kind of suspension. Would you try and do an 8-wheeled vehicle or 2 4-wheeled vehicles, or would you just stick with 4 bikes? I don't know. And these aren't the priority. I have too many other vehicles to do first. But that's going to be going into the sketchbooks. So I can work out an idea for down the line. So we might as well talk about sketchbooks. Yeah, I had to go buy a nicer one because I burned through the little ones and I find the space limiting. And all of these ones, I decided this one is only going to be sketches of figs that I'm doing or want to do for my end state stuff and all that other stuff, and conversions in general for whatever, Tiger Force, Night Force, Cobra, Python Patrol, whatever. They're going in here. And another day I'll explain what's written in there to keep me guided on that process. Because guys, being military, but more importantly, being with ADHD, I have to have a process, and sometimes that process won't make much sense to anybody, but it's how you view the details you're looking at, right? So I go right frigging overboard analytical. That's why you hear me every now and then mention a backstory I had in mind for somebody, because I have to picture a mile in their shoes to understand what I expect that character to look like when I'm done with it. It's just the way my process is. So that's why I'm showing you this stuff. You know, 99 cents. I went down to the last part of the thrift store. It's just a shitty little 6-inch Captain America. It's not as great as any other 6-inch out there. It's certainly not a Marvel Legends, I'll tell you that. And it's not a classified. It's not anything good. But what this is background prop pieces for other projects that, you know, it is scrap body, basically. And if I needed a background character for whatever reason that I didn't care about being the most articulate, or please don't look too closely, here he was for 99 cents. That's not bad fun. But that's not the only... Okay, let's get into Marvel Legends that I got. I got another Yelena Belova, but this time from the Hawkeye series. So this is my second Yelena Belova, and I don't review Marvel too much because it's not really my collection. The intent for me for collecting Marvel is just to kit bash them, repaint them, re-envision them, do stuff to make them fit within my classified line collection or my retro, right? So there's your side art, and they do it just like, because it's another Hasbro, right? So it still looks good in its own line of boxes, and I'll probably have quite a few of these. But I buy these because of only when I see a very simple figure with barely anything on it, because 3D printed vests, other accessories, they all add up. So I like good base start characters with, you know, proper enough attire that I can work that into other things. And that vest that she wears in this, and the flat black, and the simple body design made this a very, very desired character for me. But what I was really impressed by, and I'll show you that. Okay, again, you tell me that they're not better for arm articulation, at least, than almost every single female we have in the classified line right now. They really are. And that's why I like that good base part. It's not like after I'm painting them, they're the most articulate. Like, I still retain joints and things like that, but everything's just a bit stiffer when you start putting protectorants and everything on it. Haven't learned how to get around that. Maybe I'll have to watch Action Figure Junkie and those guys a little bit more, see how they do it. But this was the other selling feature. So I have a plan for the body where I need the body. I have a plan for the head where I need the head. All she comes with for kits, this is one of the simpler ones. She comes with the standard extra 2 fighting fists that basically anybody who ever called themselves a Black Widow or a combatant in Marvel would use. Why am I focusing on these and not my favorite Marvel characters like Wolverine, Colossus, the X-Men entirely? Is because they don't, once you break them down, there's not really good ways to fit them into a classified collection the way the espionage and shield and criminal elements kind of do when you buy these lines. And these are on dirt cheap sales right now up here in Ottawa. I got this one at GameStop. It cost me $23, I think it was. These normally list at, I think, 30, 33, somewhere around there. Not that big of a savings, but Amazon, depending on which ones you look, some of them are down as low as $18 Canadian on Amazon for a lot of figures. So I am going to keep dipping into this pool, but I am going to keep buying classified figures to do repaints and conversions and kit bashes with as well, right? But sometimes my way is just, you don't even use a classified, but you make it a classified somehow. The last part of this that did this was she had one more accessory which just completed a trifecta of needs. She had a pair of fighting sticks, and I have a character I really wanted to have them have fighting sticks as their side weapon instead of your typical knife or something, right? So that's going to come in handy for a character I have in mind down the road. So I'll put that aside. What else did you buy, Crow? Oh, I had to get another barbecue, right? And it wasn't the orange one, and it wasn't Sergeant Slaughter's Marauders. It was the pink one. It's an actual barbecue, but it's a good scale. It's not the worst scale. It's not the best. I can do something with this. It's a bit tall, but I can work it into a piece of background, and that would be a neat little function to have. Have the Joes cooking some dogs or the Dreadnoks cooking some gator. I don't know. What do you think? You know what? You can answer all of those questions in the comments, so long as you answer the one at the end that enters you in the contest today. Hey, I didn't buy this today. Why did I bring it? Because it's a good segue into the other book. But if you guys, some of you might have played 40K, read 40K, you probably know what a Space Marine is. And if you watch my channel, you know I've started all this conversion crap with the McFarlane line Dark Tide artist proof figures. And yeah, I'm done with my McFarlane experiment. I really like some of their figures, but they're not the greatest for kit bashing into the classified series, really. They are their own masterpiece, and I've learned I'm going to probably let them go for the most part. But there are accessory components and other things that I do get them for classified. Those weapon packs are gold. I bring this up because if you have never heard of Gaunt's Ghost or have never read Gaunt's Ghost, then I would ask you, did you ever watch Sharp's Rifle from BBC? Sean Bean, an old 80s, early 90s, I think it was an ongoing, but it was set in the Revolution eras, right? And it was about an infantry unit, unlike any other, with a very strange leadership core. But basically, Dan Abnett, who's a comic writer and a science fiction novelist I've really learned to like, he started writing a series called Gaunt's Ghost, and it's about a stealth reconnaissance regiment that it's the only one of its kind because they were the only group to get off the planet before it blew up. And so he leads his army, and they absorb other units, they go through all this stuff, but his writing is really easy to follow, but paints a beautiful picture. And he has a gift for writing strategy and warfare and making it very simple to understand. And with 20 some odd books of these characters, you get very attached. But I bring that in just as a reference because I only got this far into reading the latest one before I put it down and put it on the back burner. And I don't read a lot of books, so that might not come back in my hands till next year because I finally picked up that. And I'm going to read that because this had a lot of appeal to me, especially, you know, it's a collection of anthology stories about Joe written from a lot of different perspectives through a lot of different authors on there. And, you know, like Chuck Dixon, Matt Forback, John McGrogan. And then it's an additional story by Max Brooks, you know, and there's some art, but it's a read. And this goes in line with what I was saying about End State, is I love hearing other perspectives. And I've told you guys, you're free to tell me about stuff in comments. And today I'm going to open the door to that. I also got the reprint of the latest G.I. Joe series, first issue 301, and then the follow-up for 302. I've been watching Billy in action read these out to me. I understood what was going on. I just wanted my own. Because once again, it helps emphasize the point about conversions, right? Every time Joe ever started a new series, changed hands from one toy company to another, relaunched its brand, somebody else took the reins and re-envisioned this whole thing to some degree. Conversion artists, or I say we're artists, but conversionists, I guess, no different, right? So yeah, does it upset people when we tear apart a figure? I think maybe some people it does, especially if they don't have that figure and they see you tearing it apart to build something that they would have never wanted, right? But at the heart of it is still that love of Joe, love of the properties, and wanting to dwell a little while in that world. So that's why you see me doing my conversions and stuff, and I still do my regular figure reviews, and I still have talks about the Joe line. That's why I buy these comics. That's why I buy different things other than figures, is to just get a better feel on conversation topics. So guys, was that everything I bought that I wanted to show you today? It was. It really was. I didn't get a classified fig. You guys got that Navy Diver. You guys got that Navy Diver released to you through Amazon in the States. It's not available here in Canada yet, as best as I could tell. So I didn't have a new figure. Next week, we are coming up on that bet I made with myself about will I see Metalhead here in Canada, a GameStop, way earlier than predicted, based on the math I did for nailing it with my Mutton Junkyard supplies. I can't wait to find out. Anyways, before I get into the 350 contest, which is what we're going to do right now, and I give you the rules and how to enter, I need you to do all of this. And it's different in this video. This is the entry fee to get into the contest. So make sure you do like, you subscribe, and you make your comments on here. You don't need to share. Sharing this video might bring me more subscribers, but it might reduce your odds to win. I guess the crow don't care that much, right? He just wants to have fun on the channel. So you do what you do, but definitely do the like and subscribe and get a comment in here today if you want to participate in my 350 subscriber contest. This one. So what have I thrown in that pool so far? You guys heard me talking about this a while. It seemed like it was going to be further out, but I'm going to start setting the terms now. So we have some choices because the contest is going to be different than last time. All right. So this time I talked about the like, share, subscribe. The comment you have to enter. Okay. I have to explain the prizes first so you understand why you're commenting the way you are. I already told you I will go out. I'm going to get a Joe figure. I'm not going to tell anyone what it is. And I guarantee you it's not going to be a really exclusive figure like a Serpentor or any crazy stuff like that. It's going to be a Joe figure, right? I will attempt to talk to you about it. That's why I need you reachable. You got to follow me on Insta or be available through either Gmail or Facebook Messenger, some way to reach out. And so you and I can talk. And then I can get a vague idea of maybe what figures would serve you best when I pick you out a figure that you want. That's how I want to work it. However, I leave the caveat that in the end, that's not the only prize. I told you guys a while ago I would start throwing in some custom drawings, and what I found was I had started doing these little sketches with the idea that I really like drawing and I can make good art most times, but I found that space really restrictive, so I'm going to change the details on that one. If you win, you're still going to get those little drawings. You're not going to get the frame because that'll cost me forever to... It's too weird to ship. But you'll get the pictures. But I'm going to draw a normal size picture or something. I'll throw that in at some point for that. Just a custom crow thank you ad. But I've got some a few heads and some components that Loki Wartooth, our friend over at Model Misfits 1138 on Instagram, my 3D printing guy. I got a few interesting pieces that I'm going to throw in with that figure. So if you ever want to try a conversion, you got to start. It's just a random selection, guys. And I had something else. I had some. It's going to be a collection of knickknacks and whatnot. But the prize I'm adding today is the cost of entering the contest. the prize I'm adding is I'm going to build you a custom, okay? I was going to move this camera up there, but what I find is even though I got the new stand and everything, that microphone picks up like wind, like I'm in an airplane, just by moving it an inch. So as I talk about this, I'll just wave a couple of recent customs in your face. So I'm going to build you a custom based off what you put in the comments, but there's a rule on how you can enter this, okay? I don't care what kind of character you describe, okay? What I'm going to do this either out of classified figures that make sense, that I can get, things I can get here in Ottawa, or I'm going to use other lines, do kit bashes, I'll do a repaint, I'll do something. I am going to try to build the character you describe in your comment, but you only get 3 sentences to do it. The first, and I mean no run-on sentences and no commas. 3 simple things, okay? The very first sentence, I'm letting you get away with a little bit. You can tell me, and I got some examples here, all right? You can throw in the date or the version of the name you name, and you can give it an affiliation. And that affiliation doesn't have to be the affiliation it had as its original form. Pardon me if these are wackier versions, but we can go humorous, we can go dark, we can go very mature rated, but I won't go porno star stuff because I have a kid that walks around here and sees the stuff I do, and I don't want to explain things like that to his mom. Okay, well, anything you can think of, I will try and achieve it with you. I will seek counsel from some of my new friends here on YouTube that I know have the mindset that could very much help me out. Okay, so first line has to be, where was it? The name and affiliation of the character you'd want. Or you can say, no name, no affiliation, I don't care. Okay, and just describe a character that you're making up in your head with that first sentence. That's fine. You could go au natural Cobra Commander, and that just means that he's Cobra and you don't want him to be anything else. That's all good, so long as we get an idea of what you want. You are not limited to stay within G.I. Joe. You could say, I want a Masters of the Universe rendition of Snake Eyes. Holy crap. You know, sure, I could try and do something like that, but you're got to give me some free reign to try and interpret that and bounce a few ideas off a buddy here. Okay, and then the next 2 sentences you have to work with are just 2 additional sentences to define your concept. So, you know, a little things here and there. You can't say things like, and he's got to come with a hovercraft or a rattler. Okay, that's not going to happen. Okay, it's just not. You know, think of the spirit of the contest, and we're just trying to make it fun, right? So, what were the examples I have? You could say, I want you to make me a Crimson Guard horse jockey. So, like half the size of regular scale. But, period. I want him to only be in He-Man style, so he's got to look Eternian or Skeletor Army-ish, and he has to have 2 eye patches, so he's got to look stupid. But you could go gruesome. You could be like, give me a Hellraiser-inspired Zartan, or a Star Wars-inspired sci-fi, or what have you. Or like I said, you can just say, make me up something based off these things I want to see in a G.I. Joe as far as a character or color concepts. You get 3 sentences total, and I have to have a name, and I have to have an alignment that you want. And beyond that, it's whatever you throw at it. Okay, so like, share, and make a comment like that, okay? You can say, hi, Crow. You can say, no, this isn't for me, and leave no comments. But those of you who want the prize, that's how it's going to go down. All right, what's going to happen after I hit 350? If I am still in Canada, I'm not on vacation at the time, I will be rolling right into that contest, and we are going to pick a winner. And by we, I don't mean me, and I don't mean you. If I am away at that time, we'll do it as soon as I get back, okay? And then we'll start working on that winner's prize from there. You know, I'll mail it the rest of the stuff, and then I'll set to work on the figure. We'll see. I'll have to kind of nail that one down. I might have to do it all as one bundle because international shipping gets to be a bit much. We all know this now. But yeah, who's going to judge the figure? Okay, so after we hit the 350 on this thread, we are going to go back, myself and another person, we're consolidate the ideas, And I have enlisted the aid of my good YouTube friend, brother from my Georgian mother, Aaron the Toy Enhancer, has agreed to be my impartial judge, jury, executioner for this one. He will go through the submissions and he will pick the winner, or at least narrow it down to 2, and me and him will decide, right? 2 or 3, and then me and him will bang it out. And then that's it. Okay, that's the 350 contest done. So you get the figure, you get some art, custom art, some sketches, a few 3D printed goodies, and I know me, I'll probably throw in a few little things here and there. But it's not going to be the biggest contest I'll ever do. I gotta keep the bar somewhere, so when I do the 500, right? That makes sense. All right, guys. So that's it for today. You know, like I said, Marvel Legends. Yeah, I'll be working with those. Classified, I'll be working with those. I might try some DC characters to see how they all work out. But the bottom line is, whatever I get my hands on is fair game to rip apart and crow the shit out of that into something that fits. All right, and now I want to make something fit for you, so enter that contest. Let me know how it goes, and I will see you guys when it's time. All right, thanks very much. Bye.